This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. Forward here and hope for the best. Make sure everything's tight. Okay. Here we go. Try that. All right, then we're going to stop here. Here we go. Start on the wide. Okay. Intro in 3, 2, yeah. Please continue with that all night. All right, 10 seconds, coming back in, and 5, 4, 3, 2. It is the AwesomeCast. Time to get geeky, get awesome. It's the AwesomeCast here in the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I'm the Sorgatron on the social medias, and with me, I got my crew, regular crew with us. We had some great guests, but it's just us guys this week. And I flipped my thing again. We're going to fix that. But in the meantime, first of all, from the Duds Cave is, which button is she going to be? It's Katie Dudders!
Anything goes.
Yes, it's Grogu Day. Have you been seeing the pictures? Have you seen the images from the Grogu movie? Mandalorian Grogu movie?
No, I need to look this up immediately.
Yes. There's some sad, I mean, maybe a little spoilery or something, but yeah, that's been going around in my feed at least. So I presume they're real.
Oh. It is a thing. 2026.
Mm-hmm. It's coming.
May 22nd.
It's coming
May
along.
22nd. Mm-hmm.
And also from the Pod Cave is Dave Podnar.
Why, hello. Yes, and I'm looking it up too myself. That's first I've heard of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been coming along. I guess it's like in production now or something like that. So they've been putting a lot of stuff out. Just like they had like that behind the scenes. I love the one where you see the one where Spider-Man, where he's riding the tank and he's in costume, and actually like there are fans that he's going up and meeting in costume and everything. It's been pretty tremendous. So, anyways, it is the AwesomeCast, and based on the cord that wasn't working last week for our feed, if you were joining us live, we don't have a soundboard this week. So just imagine the Kid Metal sounds in your head as we get into our awesome thing of the week. Insert awesome thing of the week here. So let's get into it and kick it off with, let's start with Cat Wars.
Yay!
Katie,
it's September.
Put that Grogu down and show us your cat.
It's the first of the month, well, the second, but you know what I mean. So it's Cat Wars Day. We need a sound for that one day. So if you're just joining us, Cat Wars is my 2025 calendar. And each month we reveal what the cats are doing. It's a crossover of cats and Star Wars. And each month it gets a little interesting because, it's a little AI. AI. So let's see. January was Seek High Ground for a Path to the Light. February was Train for This I Have, Fuzzball. Challenging. March was My Powers of Persuasion or Catastrophic. Mm-hmm. That might be my favorite. I'm not going to lie. It's 2 puns. Let Go of the Dark and Hold On to Hope. We're punnier than others. Difficult to See the Dark Side Can Be, with a dog. The dog is the dark side, I'm assuming. Fear Not As You Look Within. There's a kitten. Hello, kitten. June, July. We had Your Catnap Will Be Your Undoing. And no, come on, fingers work. August. We had this poor kitty cat hanging off of we don't know what in who knows what world, with magic eyes looking at this mouse. Was the ability to squeak does not make you intelligent. And September is fraught with peril is the path to the light.
They're getting more action now. There's a full-on cat-on-cat lightsaber battle, it looks like.
Yes, this cat looks concerned. The Sith cat is very concerned as they fight in obviously space next to Jupiter, Mars. I don't know what place.
Not
like
in
the moon?
Not in a galaxy very far away. Yeah. Wow.
Looks very concerned. And then this one has the green lightsaber, and there's some solid yellow-green sparks happening in between. But yes, this is your September Cat Wars.
Fantastic.
With peril is the path to the light.
Fantastic.
Remember that.
I know I found one copy of that at the Cracker Barrel. Maybe they're already in there for 2026. We have been including a link in the shorts and the documents and the newsletters and stuff for the 2026 version of the Cat Wars calendar, so you can get ahead of it out there if you're into this. So, but that has been entertaining us all year long. So
yeah.
Yes.
And it makes appearances in my actual meetings on occasion, so actual work people have seen it.
Love it. Podnar, what is your awesome thing of the week?
My thing is something I actually found at the Dollar Tree, which I honestly, it was one of those things of, and I couldn't find a link for it from the Dollar Tree website. Obviously, it makes sense. It's Dollar Tree. It was $1.25, and I figured, oh, you know what? In worst case scenario, it's $1.25 I'm losing. I'm not putting out 10, 20, 30, whatever dollars. It's a voice controlled tabletop light. So it's not exceptionally bright.
It only looks quasi suggestive.
Only quasi. Yeah. Badge 502 would not appreciate this if you know TikTok. But it's you plug it into a USB-A port, and you can do things like dome lamp, turn on the light.
Wait, and how much was this?
$1.25.
And wait, is the voice in the lamp, or what are you connecting?
It's in the lamp. There's no Wi-Fi connection.
Okay.
There's no internet connection. No app. It's all in here. It only has 5 controls, so you can do things like you have to say dome lamp, change the color. Dome lamp, change the color. So we go from like a yellow more to a blue then. Dome lamp, dim the light. You don't really see much in the dim, but to me, this would be great if someone needs a night light. You know, dome lamp, turn off the light. You know, it's literally a replacement for the clapper.
So
for those of us old enough to remember that. So
show that box there, because I'm looking this up, and all I can see are other videos of people doing this. So voice controlled, $1.25. So is there any kind of company or anything on it listed?
Via Smart Home Products, VIA.
And thankfully, it's not on the internet. VIA. Okay.
Yeah.
Via Smart Home Products, which, you know, and then let's check back this. I mean, it's a pretty generic looking website of products, I guess. That doesn't really get into a whole lot, actually. So what are your products here? No. Okay. Motherboard chipsets, CPUs. This can't be the same thing. It's like a Cyrex chipset. What is this website? This can't be the right thing. This has to be something else.
And there's no website on the box.
There's no website on the box. Completely nondescript. So.
And you get a whole 1-page instruction pamphlet. That this holds both the English and French directions.
Okay.
And on the back is the cautions and the FCC Canadian stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. It's produced by Four Star Group USA, but I think that's just the importer, not the Four FOURSTAR the letter I.com.
Okay.
But I think that's probably who it was imported for, not so. But like I said, it is the fact that admittedly it only has to do know what it only has to do the six phrases it has to pick up.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the fact that it does six phrases reliably.
Mm-hmm.
I've always been close when I tried it,
and the things have gotten this cheap too, right?
Yeah,
like that's pretty incredible.
Because I mean, not too long ago, and this one's made. It says it's made in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm. A lot of things are moving there.
Exactly. So I don't know if it's just a matter of, like you said, even 5 years ago, if you would have said, "I have a voice activated light," it would have been very expensive. You would have needed an app. It wouldn't have been standalone like this.
And that's the big thing, because like I've had lights before, like light bulbs, and I just end up giving up on them because they just fall out of sync and they just never get back to them. Like the only things that are consistent are literally like the reason we have an Amazon Echo in our home, because we have an Amazon plug that we know is not going to fall out. Right. We just sync it real quick, and it's like you should only buy like the branded stuff at that point. But everything else is just like we have the bathroom light, and it still like does the dim blink like that. It's not connected every time we turn it on, because it goes bright, dim, bright. So and it's just like it's the bulb itself, and then it's just like I it's probably not even like updatable or anything at this point. We've had it forever to try to get on the network. So also we haven't set it up again since we did the new Eero network, when we realized that there's terrible walls for Wi-Fi in our home that have metal on them. So there's that too. So no, I like that. So I kind of wanted, there's a Dollar Tree right down the hill. I really kind of want to run down tomorrow and see if I can find a couple of those, because those could be really handy in some of those. How bright is it?
Well, like I said, dome lamp. Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Dome lamp. Turn on the light.
Wow, that is pretty.
Dome lamp,
that looks pretty bright.
Brighten the light. Dome lamp, brighten the light. Okay, so that's around as bright. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It is shining pretty good.
Like I said, you could definitely use it for. I would say if you're looking, it would be. Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I think it'd make a nice night light. Or you want to have it in the room, so you have a light when you're going to bed. If you have a dark room. Literally, think about, and kids, look up at YouTube for the clapper. But make sure you have the ER on there.
Simple enough. Yeah.
And it's it was, you go to bed, you want to turn the lamp off, you just kind of clap twice. Well, kind of thing here. You could say, dome lamp, turn off the light.
So I guess we can't give you a link.
$1.25. It is just kind of.
It's just like, go check out the electronics section and small appliance section over, or probably an end cap. Where you see those.
It actually was right. Things. It was right in the when you, at least for mine, you walked right in the door. It was right there.
I'm gonna go check that out down Banksville then. Yeah. Awesome. Have I talked about Opus Clip on the show? I could not find anything in the notes past. Does that sound familiar? Oh, if not, you've probably seen an ad for it, because I know it was mentioned from one of the bigger podcasts, and then finally I was like, because I was looking for an alternative, because CapCut, we were using CapCut's function that they were growing into it for their AI clips. Taking like an hour podcast like this and say, hey, can you find the best looking stuff you think is going to do well on TikTok and everything like that. And if you're CapCut's going to be the same. But we just like, I wasn't happy. Like I just made the show look so muddy, no matter how high quality video we were pumping into the thing. The stuff it was picking was really weird and everything like that. There wasn't a lot to it. You couldn't add more minutes to it they give you, if you pay for Pro, you get like 3 or 4 hours, but we obviously have some very long shows here between this and Wrestling Mayhem show every week. So pumping 3 hours of content in this thing each week is kind of difficult. So finally I started messing with this site called Opus Clip Pro. And it's and again, a lot of advertising, a lot of stuff like that. It's the same thing. You upload, I upload this file, after I've cleaned it up, put the audio, have a nice final at the end of the month, end of the night, and jump it into this, and and it kicks out a lot of those clips. On average, I probably get about 40 clips every week. It tells me what's trending. Apparently, I can upgrade. I do notice, sometimes I don't notice when I put it out, and I notice later, it'll put some AI imagery over it, which is just like, we're talking about anything. Or I think we were talking about death matches one time, and like mountains and clouds started coming in over it, and I didn't realize, kind of thing. So you have that kind of functionality there, but generally, like, it's been really kind of transforming my workflow as far as that goes. And let me show you a little bit real quick if you're on the video version of this. So again, we just kind of pop this in here at the end of the night and drop that in, and then what it does, like say here for AwesomeCast, here's last week's here with Kit joined us, and we're talking about a lot of stuff, and it's telling us, like, the first several are going to be listed as, hey, this is trending, and those are usually the ones that we put out first after the show to make them most interesting. And then we go from here. Now, the nice thing about this, you can, typically I'll download all these, and I was just kind of opening all my social media across the top. But the nice thing that they've kind of started developing with this is now I have kind of a built-in scheduler. It does basically everything except for the Twitter-like stuff, Blue Skies, Mastodon's, Threads. It does do Twitter, but it takes credits, and that's the thing. You're going to pay, it's like it was about $175, and you get something like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 credits. I'm going to end up running through that and having to upgrade at some point. But along with it, you do get some immediate, like this will export an XML, so you can edit it in say Premiere or DaVinci. You can go in and edit the clip if it was a really weird spot. Had to do this a couple of times. You can add an AI hooks, like a sound hook to your content. Apparently, I don't get too much into all of this kind of stuff or the add B-roll or anything like that, just for like the lack of time to get through these. But I'd love to kind of get through them to kind of make them a little more pop. But again, we do a lot of visual stuff here. Like this one's the one where Dave last week when you put us into the 90s sitcom situation here, so we already have the visuals kind of in there. So, but the one thing I love is I do have a scheduler that goes with this, and this is actually really new at the top. So it'll generally generate text. I still go to ChatGPT because I have my formats in there, and I've been kind of tuning them over the year, or over the last year. So I roll with that and kind of copy and paste things in here. And also, like before, you would drop this in here, and I wanted to be able to see if there's a way to put right into here. No, can you add a link? I like to call to action link to maybe our Patreon page to watch the episode, or maybe there's a clip, a link to Cat Wars, for instance. I'd like to put in there sometimes if we're talking about a specific product. But they did just add this part where you can regenerate the copy, you can write some AI. I haven't gone too much into it, and you can regenerate all of them. I can say, hey, include a link to AwesomeCast.com and regenerate all, and it should add those all to it. And again, it's another one that I'm not, and it does say, hey, check out more awesome content at AwesomeCast.com. Again, it takes care of your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, your LinkedIn, your YouTube. It does take 1 credit per tweet. Again, I feel like I'm going to run through credits pretty quick if I do that. I consider Twitter, like I can do it manually. That's fine. So that takes care of a lot of that action. So I do have a nice little calendar situation in here, and I don't have to get into a lot else. Again, still wish that I did have like all of my Threads and Blue Skies on here, but I can handle 4 things, and which is also handy because Katie, you've seen on the road when I'm frustrated trying to do this, and I'm in a hotel and I'm trying to upload this and going nuts because it's not my 300 gigabyte pipe and it takes forever. Now I only if I am on the road, I only have to upload like 4 of them because they're already in here. Now, let's say we do something like, Dave, you help us with fishing without bait. I'm, this is the one where we are manually making the clips, and I kind of like it for the kind of the A/B. Let's see what happens with a person does it versus what it's creating. You do have an option to upload in this as well, so you can still use the scheduler for other things you don't generate through. Because I don't want to add fishing without bait. I don't want to add Top Rope Tabletop, another 3-hour program to this, and eat all those credits for maybe a few clips that we're going to use out of all that. It's just, unfortunately, we do such long content. Now, one thing I like about this, and I'll throw just a random file in here so that we can kind of get an idea of it. Let me see if I can find something really small. Is you can also tune what the clips look like. And I've really been on this for the last couple of weeks for this too. This will upload in under a minute, but you can get in there and say what lengths you want. CapCut will do this, but I felt like it didn't listen to me half the time. Like, I really like the 60 to 90 second kind of spot, or I think it's maybe 90 to 120, since a lot of the platforms are supporting up to 3-minute clips, like the YouTube Shorts and Reels, things like that. But you can also go in and tell it. You can tell it to look for specific things. I haven't done it because I'm afraid I'm going to do that, only get a few clips and have to regenerate the entire video and take more credits. But you can say, hey, this is a podcast about sports. This is a podcast about, TV or something like that. You get these options in here. There's a little bit they have a couple models that you can try out. The Clip Basic and the Clip Anything, which seems to be the general one. I like this, again, this 60 seconds to 89 seconds. I like the longer stuff on here because a lot of times it would pull under 30 seconds and there'd be no context to what we're talking about. So I want that, be enough of it for people to get some beat out of whatever section that it's pulling. And you can go in here again. We're talking about are we talking typically for this? I'll say, hey, we're a podcast, and maybe have some entertainment. Maybe we have I think there's a science and tech in here, and then that really helps mold what it's looking for as well. And also you can get in, I know I'm going to cut off the first couple minutes in the last couple minutes of the show because we're just kind of setting up the show or saying, hey, go to katiedudas.com or something like that. And, that's just not stuff that needs to be clipped all the time. And you just kind of pump it out. You have your templates and you're good to go. And again, stuff that you can probably flesh out more than even I am, but it's really kind of saved a lot of time. The quality's been getting really good. I've been really happy with the results the last few weeks, what we've been putting out. When I'm not is when I forgot to put the longer clips, honestly, because sometimes late at night when I'm doing this. But again, it's opus.pro if you want to go check that out. There is some freebie versions to kind of check that out a little bit, with some limitations and things like that to get an idea and see if it works with your workflow. So if you do have the long content like we're doing for a podcast like this, I'm highly recommending it at this point. I know I was putting over, tools like this. I think any podcast should look at that. That's just like a one person show like this, because this is the way to get it out. It's hard to get a podcast that's an hour long in front of people's eyeballs. But when you're putting clips out like this, that's what really kind of starts generating the audience, especially in the current landscape here. So that's Opus. That's kind of what I've been looking at. I don't know if you guys have been working with anything like this on your content side or anything like that. I know, Dave, you've been doing the manuals for us and everything like that. So, but I think it's kind of interesting to kind of look at what difference there is in that.
I also like the fact that if you have two people talking, it'll say, oh, there's two faces. Mm-hmm. I'll put them together instead of what were before. It was just saying, oh, I'm just, whatever. I think it was just a straight clip of, because this is broadcast in widescreen. Mm-hmm. It would just take the middle third. Yeah. But if you have people talking side by side, you could get someone cut off or something off on the edge. And like it was showing the picture of us in the sitcom, it put it into three different spots. So it would fit nicely in a vertical frame there. Mm-hmm. Which that is a nice touch, because trying to do that manually or within our program, you would have to, it's not as easy just to do like a photo.
Yeah, even like
move stuff around.
Something like this. I love this clip we just posted yesterday or today, where Katie, you're showing. I think you're showing like your niece and nephew got some of the Ninja Turtle Hello Kitties, right? And then like it took the picture you held up and put it in, like framed it underneath you. And that's like a really nice dynamic thing for the first couple frames to get people's attention. So that is really cool. And again, it does kind of clip back and forth, you know, depending on if like I went full screen or something like that. But I love, since we've been going to this wide setup like this, it's been playing with this space a lot, right? When we plug it in there, you know, like sometimes I'll be here and we're talking and then like it'll pull like you up and, you know, this is vertical and then put me above this or, you know, something like that. So it makes it visually interesting than just this talking head that's going back and forth between a bunch of different people. So it's been getting smarter. It's getting more interesting. It's been more watchable. You know, I can kind of see when I see others every once in a while when we pull something like I'm noticing like an Instagram like got pulled up and it's off center on the screen. It doesn't know, so it just centers it. Sometimes it will when we did the Apple announcement look, it did crop it in, right? Like so it was widescreen and then put the blur, like the wide blur background on it too. So it's intelligently kind of picking its battles when it comes to that kind of stuff, which is kind of nice to see. And I take a look at them every one, you know, here and there, kind of spot check them and see what it's doing. You know, obviously it's too much of a mass for me to do it. I already spent a lot of time on this, you know, to try to get that content going. But in the meantime, like I think it's really, it's a nice, it's getting like the flow's been feeling really nice and the time is getting shorter and the quality is going up is what I'm kind of witnessing here. To the point where I am playing with other formats, like taking our clips from the show and making them long forms again, like I did a while ago, you know, see if anything hits on that, you know, trying to work on that YouTube algorithm a little bit because I've been, you know, still kind of poking away at that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Katie, what do you think of these tools?
I want it. I like it. I was looking through it. I was like, this is great. And, you know, it's got the captions, 97%. I like how it's like the percentage. It's like 97% correct on your captions. But no, I love this. This is, and it's just so much, that just takes out so much of the work. Just like, ta-da, here's your clips. Ta-da, you have your people in the clips.
And if you have somebody, you know, this could be an intern kind of looks at something or somebody that's on the production side and says, you know, it starts at a really good quality, but you could really hone it in more. You know what I mean? With the tools that are there with a little bit more time. So if you're, you know, hey, we need to put one or two good clips out a day, you know, I'm kind of doing a mass push, you know? So, you know, but yeah, I think it's there, you know, and I'm really happy with that. So this Opus clip, go check that out. It's a little bit of a pay, but again, if it's something, you know, most people are going to pay that fee for the year, and that's really good actually. And the quality's there, and honestly, I'm getting more out of it than CapCut right now. So that might be your alternative to CapCut. CapCut does more. Don't get me wrong. But this is really adding, like I'm seeing features like develop since I signed up for this a few months ago. So definitely keep an eye on that. So awesome. Well, thank you everybody that is supporting the show. Patreon.com/AwesomeCast. I'm not sure if we'll do a Patreon because I know you guys got to run away. So I don't know. Maybe I'll just stare at the camera for 10 minutes and put that out. You know, so or something. We'll see what's going on there. But in the meantime, thank you everybody that does support the show this week. Our friends and their Brian Crawford, Cynthia Klosky, John DeGore, and Dave Podnar, all supporting the show, help keep the servers running here on the AwesomeCast. We do appreciate you guys for doing that. Also, we appreciate our friend Chachi for chiming in for the Chachi Video Game Minute.
Hey kids, welcome back to the Chachi Says Video Game Minute. Here's as much video game news as I can cover in about a minute. After a hit trailer release, the Mortal Kombat sequel has been unexpectedly delayed from October 24th of this year to May of next year. While there's no definite reason as to why, the speculation is because of the schedule. They're hoping an early summer release will create better numbers as opposed to a pre-Halloween one. Looks like we're waiting. It is what it is. And finally, after acquiring WarpStar, the company that handles the Kirby IP licensing rights, Nintendo has renamed the company Nintendo Stars. The company's only objectives will be to continue handling the Kirby IP as it was before, and now to handle the TV and film licensing for all of Nintendo's properties, including the upcoming Mario sequel and the Zelda movie releases. Can't wait to see where this leads, because it's quite interesting. So, that's all I have time for you this week on Chachi Says Video Game Minute. We'll see you next time.
We are back. Thanks, Chachi, for chiming in there. A lot of the Nintendo or video game movie news apparently this week. I've been watching the old Assassin's Creed movie as I've been dozing off every night. It's fine. It's Assassin's Creedy. A problem is when you go into sleep and take my glasses off, and there's a lot of subtitles when they go back to Spain. So, oh well. But anyways, a lot of stuff going on there. Let's stay on the video games for a minute. I just want to give a shout. A couple of things I've been looking forward to. Actually, maybe a heads up here. Very kind of throwback. Have you guys seen the Mortal Kombat collection announcements that have been? And I think it's coming out this month. Actually, maybe October. Maybe it says right here in front of me on this website. But so it's all the old school Mortal Kombats, right? And they're very coy about it, right? And so it's like Mortal Kombat 1, 2, 3, Trilogy is now part of it, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat 4, which is the first 3D one. They also included the terrible N64 Sub-Zero mythologies, and I forgot about one called, I think it's Mortal Kombat Special Forces. Looks like a top-down, like kind of fighter kind of thing. Because remember they had those where they were trying to turn them into like different things. They have weird additions to this. The Mortal Kombat Advance for Game Boy Advance. A lot of them include different versions, including the Game Boy version of the original Mortal Kombat games. Like they have Mortal Kombat Tournament Edition and Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Both I think are Game Boy versions, like Game Boy Advance or color versions. But they don't include like Deadly Alliance, the PlayStation 2 version, right? Like it's like it starts interesting and then gets peculiar, you know? But if you can, like, if you're playing Mortal Kombat, they explain it. They're just like, listen, for some people, Mortal Kombat on Game Boy was somebody's Mortal Kombat. That was my Mortal Kombat, by the way. That's the one I had. I didn't have a Super Nintendo. But you can say like, oh, I grew up on Super Nintendo. I want to play that version. Oh, I the Genesis version, because they were all a little different and everything, you know, especially around that era. So the chart is really interesting on what is and isn't included on that kind of thing. So I thought that was a really cool one. I don't know if I want to pay like 50, 60, $50 for this thing or 150. Listen, you can pay $150 and get this like sweet Goro statue though. Like, look at this thing.
Yeah, unfortunately, that showing is sold out.
Oh my gosh, no! Yeah, that was the pre-order until August 31st. It would seem, but they do have the deluxe editions and everything too. So, and you do have the pre-order, and that does come out. Let me see when this pre-order drops. And it is for everything for the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5. Oh, it says the standard editions. Physical copies on Atari.com that's putting this out. The Xbox actually sold out for the Scorpion Gold Edition. I guess all of them are out, and there's just more kind of colored versions for that. So, Katie, you gonna play some Mortal Kombat on your Switch over there?
Yeah, that's so funny. I haven't played Mortal Kombat in a long time. I never could do finishing moves. We know how terrible I am at certain games.
There's one button finishing moves in this game.
I can do that.
Yes.
I'm in. Let's go.
Let's go. There's a collection that they put out years ago that was on Steam. It doesn't even work on any of my computers anymore. So like even the old computer, it just freezes, and it's the first like 3 or so, right? And it just drives me nuts, drives me insane. I've always had a terrible time with old Mortal Kombats on PC. So either way, so that's one. It's the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Yes, collection with a K. And that's one we're definitely looking out for here in the next month. And I still didn't see a release date on this. I think it's September.
For the standard collection, it says pre-order today, ships December 12th.
December
12th for the deluxe version. Yeah.
Jeez. Well, I'm putting this on my wish list at least. Oh no, I gotta sign in. But and then another game that I'm looking forward to. Katie, I think I shared this with you. But we know, we like the Ninja Turtles beat 'em up, game. There's a GI Joe one I've been looking at too. Not quite as into it, so I'm waiting for it to get a little cheaper. But there's no release date that I found for this yet. Like I found the listing on Steam and it still says not yet. A thing, no date yet. But they released a preview video I think this is from Gamescom a few weeks ago, of a He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. It's again like that 16-bit style beat 'em up, 16-bit / 80s cartoon style beat 'em up. I'm loving this, and this is going to be I don't care how much it is when it comes out kind of thing. Kind of like the Ninja Turtles one, and they hit so much of those old Filmation designs and the bad guys and stuff. Katie, do you remember a few years ago when I found the fan made video that looked like it looked like it was taking the cell art from the original He-Man and turned it into a beat 'em up?
Oh, I forgot about that.
But it was really awkward because it was fan made.
Yeah.
So like this looks like it's taken that almost to that level, not cell shaded or cell thing or anything like that. So fan made He-Man game. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. He-Man by Fan Game 01, of course. Like this was always like it was definitely somebody gonna get sued on this thing. So, but you see, like
that's right.
The character art on this just looks straight up like the run animation of the Filmation stuff, and you can download this and play it on your PC for free. And actually, the Game Jolt actually has a lot of crazy fan made games. There's a beat 'em up engine that people can use to build games on top of, and they just have to create the art assets and everything. So you can be Skeletor riding Panthro. What the hell? And it's like four player kind of that Ninja Turtles beat 'em up kind of thing. There's like a one-on-one mode because why kind of situation. So but it was a lot of fun. But again, just managing in the updates. Yeah, you can. Yeah, no, just Lino's in it for no reason as a selectable character, by the way, from Thundercats. So a little bit of everything. So it's a little bit of what I'm kind of looking forward to in the old school games. And then just randomly, I just wanted to mention, I've been watching Twisted Metal on Peacock, and I busted out the PlayStation Classic and playing the original Twisted Metal. So that's been busted out in the studio here lately. I don't know. You guys remember this thing? You remember when everybody had a mini console that was coming out?
Yeah,
and nobody cared.
Everyone was making like a throwback type thing.
Yeah, this was like $100, $130 unit. It has about like maybe 15 or 20 games on it, but it was like a weird choice of games. Like you had like Resident Evil, you had Tekken 3, then you had a couple of the launch titles, and then you had but you do have the original Twisted Metal, and then like Final Fantasy 7, but then like it was really peculiar. I want to get a second one so I can maybe turn it into an emulator because allegedly it's really easy on these guys. Yeah, I think they're going for $60 on GameStop right now on some of the sites. But it was $25 at Best Buy because they just like dropped everything one weekend, like across the board. And just like grabbing one worth $25 right here. Mm-hmm. And it's always kind of fun because it's a USB controller, which means you can just use these in a PC as well. So, but those were fun. Anyways, Katie, you got some stuff going on in the social media and AI world, it looks like, right?
Yeah. What you feel like talking about, Instagram or Amazon?
It's as long as Instagram's not stalking me again, let's talk about that.
Ooh, yeah, not yet. I mean, not in this particular.
Not this time, Instagram.
Could happen anytime. But yeah, Instagram is testing picture-in-picture viewing for Reels. This is something that TikTok, YouTube, and a lot of the other places have been, or I guess primarily TikTok and YouTube have been doing. But the ability to watch Reels while doing other things on your phone, because we can't do one thing at a time. I do not disagree with any of this because there are several times I will watch shows on and just make the little box and then I'm on Facebook or I'm on somewhere else. So yeah, I'm definitely 100% fall under the limit of attention span on my phone, people. But yeah, so we're going to get a picture-in-picture for Reels coming out here soon, it looks like.
I like it. I feel like I've wanted TikTok to. I thought TikTok did it for a moment, but also like our screens are so big we can do this. right?
Yeah.
Like a lot of times. I mean, even if you have the regular phone, it's pretty big. I don't where I had a couple regular phones around here. Where did I put them? Oh,
Regular phones.
hold
What's a
on.
regular phone? I have
You know,
questions.
a regular phone. I mean, this is like, okay, this is like the 8 Pro, or yeah, is it the 8 Pro, whatever it was, like whatever the bigger one. And I think that's pretty much what the regular phone is for everybody now, size wise.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or the
Yeah,
what is this?
it's like 6.3 inches
This,
or something
or maybe
like
even
that.
this. This is the 10. This is the 10 here. This is an 8 plus. Yeah, that's right. They were pluses. And then a 10. Okay, everybody. All right, everybody's pulling out their phones now. Okay, there you go. Yeah. You just,
Which
but
collection would you
you
like?
see, like, you can watch that, especially if it's something like, a lot of times I'll have something on that's like more kind of talking heads. Do I need to pull out the red one again? Should I need to pull out the red one again? I have in the corner for my timer, so I can make sure everybody gets out of here on time. All right, who's got the? This is the what technology is in arm's reach part of the show, guys. What do you all got out
there? We
there?
go. I only have an old busted one.
Oh no! What? Oh no!
Aw.
I only have my old busted 4S.
That's an OG 4S. Yes. So yeah, that's Yep. No. Not all these.
This is fun.
Oh no! Wait, what is this pile you got over there?
Would you like my?
Is that a super drive?
Oh, super drive.
It's sad that your MacBook doesn't have a drive anymore. Let me help you with that.
And you only need you just make sure that your MacBook still has a USB-A port.
We got adapters for that.
What do you mean? I could pull out 10 different adapters within.
That's true.
We're living in a dongle world.
Dongle to dongle to dongle. No. Ta-da! Would you like to watch a DVD on your laptop? Let me help you.
Let me help you with that. She's. Too bad they took all the tools to author DVDs off of the Mac. So, oh god, I get that copy of Nero Toast ready. Katie, there's something else happening with Amazon as well, right?
Yeah, Amazon's gonna help us shop. This is something we've seen. I think we talked about it before with eBay having this option where Amazon is going to allow us to use. It's called Lens Live, and we can AI just hover, get on our phones and hover over what we're looking for. In this case, this lovely vase, and you'll be able to ceramic planter, and see. Where did these folks find it? Let me find it for you on Amazon. Here you go. So you can either scan like what you're, take a photo, or actually look up by photo, or you can do it by, I think it was UPC is another option, but it's all housed within Amazon, and it'll find it on there for you. Thank you. Very nice.
Oh, let's see what we
people
got
at
here.
Amazon.
I want to take a picture of my soundboard and see if it detects it. Okay. And it'll pop up, and yeah, there's it's the bigger version, but okay, well, it wants me to buy the really big version of it. So, there's the one, there's the Zoom L12, Live Track L12. So there you go. But it does give you the basic idea. It did kind of identify, and it gave me options along that line, like the Zoom Live Tracks are the right series for something like this, right? So, and that's just, and this is the other thing you can do too. You can add text to the picture for context. So I added a 12 to it, and now the L12 is like the second thing. It's also showing the Mackie 12 channel. So I think it's just kind of like, hey, you want a soundboard? But it did initially start with that one model and then went off from there. So that's pretty impressive. That's kind of nice.
I like it.
Good.
I think it's also helpful for folks that tend to resell items too, or if they're at a thrift store and you're just like, oh, I wonder if I can find this on there, or how much I should be, I should pick up this item, because I feel like that's very much a thing right now.
Hold on, Dave. Hold up that light thing again. I want to see if Amazon can identify it as something. Let me. Oh man, it's just gonna turn to a butt plug, isn't it?
Yep. 100%. Oh, it better be. I'll be so excited.
All right, let's see what it. Wait, where's the button? There we go. Hey, that looks like it though.
Wow.
Now, it's not the same thing, but this is a remote control charging neon light. So it has just other lights in that shape. So this is a pretty common shape for little lamps, right? So none of them are $1.25, and none of them I can tell say they're voice controlled. So you get the idea there. But I feel like so this, and again, this is the text part, right? I think that's where the AI is coming in. So because it does say it's starting on iOS, from the looks of things. See, it's giving me kind of other stuff when I add voice. So, but obviously, we're looking for something that's at Dollar Tree that we couldn't even find a website for, right? Ooh. So, but I like that. Like, okay, here's an image of something, and then like, hey, I want it in like this color, or I want this, or hey, I know that it says live track on it, so show me those kind of things. So I think that's kind of interesting.
Well, and like Katie said, when you go to a thrift store, even if you're not rethrifting it or trying to sell it on Poshmark or somewhere else, you sometimes want to know about the product itself. Mm-hmm. So, because I know like there are things that we see in Goodwill that Ruth goes, oh, this was originally $60 on like QVC, or this is a Lane Bryant, and this would be like $70 for a blouse, and it's like $5 here.
Right.
So, and I remember one time we went to the Goodwill bins, where you just kind of dive into bins and you buy it per pound. Mm-hmm. And we bought these shoes. They were really good. We sold them for $150. Nice. They were some kind of designer shoes, and someone just gave them the Goodwill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's really handy, and also keep it honest. Like, you've been to Barnes and Nobles and be like, well, is this book on my hoopla, or something like that. So, cool. Hey, really cool news in the me and Katie world. We were at an event in Baja SAE back in Maryland, and some folks showed up from Motor Week, the PBS show, which, by the way, is coming into its 45th season. So, which is fun since Baja is celebrating the 50th, it seems. Got to see, a little bit of preview of that and everything. So, it's coming up this weekend. It's going to be the season premiere of Motor Week on PBS. So check your local listings for that. I did tweet on the Sorgatron accounts, the announcement from SAE, about that. So look for that. There'll be some YouTube clips on as well, that we'll probably share when we see them come up. But we did contribute some footage, because the guys came in a certain day and time, and obviously weren't there for the entire event, so we got to drop them a little bit. They used a little bit of our GoPro footage. They used some of the same footage. I think ETS gave us some in-car GoPro footage for this video, and this video is, I think Arizona just dropped today. Maryland should be dropping very soon, because I know it's finished and approved, but I didn't know what their timeline was. So you'll see some of the similar stuff on there too. So it was really cool. So some of our footage is going to end up on PBS this weekend. So that's kind of an exciting thing for us around here. Very cool. So thanks to the Motor Week guys. They were really cool with things. And, I want to make our host, Scott, look as cool as the guy on Motor Week is my goal for 2026 events. So we'll see what happens there. Also, this will be 10 years going into the next year, pending approval of my proposals. This will be 10 years of Baja for me. I think this may be finishing my 10th. So really excited for that milestone as well. So I've been around for a fifth of the Baja years. As crazy as that is. But go check that out. Awesome. Anything else going on this weekend? I know our friends Enjoy Wrestling are having stuff going on, and I don't know what else is going on this weekend.
Other stuff and things. What's happening?
Podnar, any iPhoneography happening?
We are preparing for the Apple event next Tuesday.
That's right. Oh my God, I'm working while that's happening again. I'm doing something. I'm doing a conference next Tuesday and Wednesday, so I'm going to be in a really good mood here. In between those.
So we are planning on going live on YouTube around 4:00 Eastern time with our initial reaction. We think it may be an hour and a half to 2 hour event, just because it's obviously going to be the new iPhones, but the new 17 Air, which is like I said, your really, really thin one. I think they're really going to hype on that for a while. Possibly AirPods 3. Now, whether there's rumors that there's going to be live translation in the AirPods 3 that may be delayed, not initially rolling out. Mm-hmm. So if they're going to show that, that would be mind blowing. Yeah, assuming it works halfway decent, but that would be great if it would work. Nothing else, nothing like iPad or MacBook related. No Vision Pro 2. Or Vision Pro Air or Lite or wherever, it's out there. You can take spatial video on your phone, but it's still $3,500.
So, is any of us here in iPhone purchase zone consideration for this year?
I should be, but I'm not going to be. It's the odd year. It's me.
Okay.
You're even. I'm odd.
That's right.
Yeah, it should be my year, but no, nothing is compelling me yet.
So what would compel you to upgrade? I think is the question. What hypothetically, or any rumors you've heard, if they come true, or like what would push you forward? Is it just more camera stuff?
You would think, but I really, this has been pretty solid for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I can't think. And to be honest with you, supplementing the cameras with Project Indigo, for example, has made a world of difference in that I don't have to get a better, the zoom is what the zoom is, but Project Indigo will make it look better for me. So. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the far out rumor is, and I this is like far out. It's going to be a variable 5 to 8x zoom, where it's an optical 5 to 8x zoom because there's something moving.
Okay.
Inside the phone itself.
So the bump is getting bigger.
The bump may be getting bigger anyway, but yeah. Well, in the Pro, it's not going to be a square bump. It's going to go all the way across the top.
Okay.
So it's going to be a big old fat bar.
So in comparison, like this is what we're doing. This is the 16 Max Plus, and you see, you have your batch of, and this is where it starts getting scary for me, because the lenses are actually sticking out a bit more, and I feel like that's more dangerous. And that's why I've went to cases that have a full cover for things, because just feels like a big problem waiting to happen. So this year I just, whether they be a slide, or I like this one because it's got a little this is a supcase apparently. I don't know. I've just been grabbing random brands that I like the form factor at this point, right? So that's been a big thing for me. I would love if they build it to be a little bit more protected. It just feels too exposed to me. To be a day-to-day.
I don't think that's
now. I get this is a Pro, and I should be. I think if you get a Pro iPhone, you're not an everyday person, I'm hoping, and you're kind of treating it a different way, right? So that you would be taking care of this. You're not just slamming it in your pocket every time. So
I'm not supposed to do that, huh?
What's that?
I'm not supposed to do that, huh? And sweat all over it when I run, huh?
I but you get what I'm saying. But it's just like you're doing more stuff, so you're going to treat it like you do your $3,000 camera,
a little nicer,
because you now have a $2,000 phone.
True. But real quick, the other thing is the zoom lens going from 12 to 48 megapixel.
Okay.
And the front facing going from 12 to 24. And the ability built in to do video from front and rear cameras at the same time.
Ooh, okay. All right.
So definitely something you can do that now.
You can do
with
that
with a third-party app.
Yeah, certain apps
built in.
You're saying that like I can do that like fully
built in.
Okay. All right.
Well, that may only be on the 17. I don't know if they're going to push that back to the 16.
What was
It would be nice if they did.
What was the social media app that made you take a picture from both cameras?
Oh, I forget.
That was terrible.
Yes.
Because there was like, listen,
Mhm.
you don't want to see that side of things most of the time. Like the studio's not that bad
Sorg.
most of the time, but what?
Sorg, I hate to interrupt. I have another podcast I'm going to be on, the Donut Bag.
It is that time. It is that time.
And I don't want to leave him hanging because he's also going live.
Okay, well, you go hop on that. Good fun with the Donut Bag.
Thanks so much.
Katie, I know you got to go to katiedudas.com.
I'm out. Bye.
All right. Everybody's rolling out. I'm at Sorgatron on all the social medias. Thank you, everybody, supporting us. You have been our awesome audience. Have an awesome Grogu. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.
I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.